what's up, guys? It's Confessions of a Doctorholic with Hafsa Sulaiman, and I've got the queen of eyeliner on air. So I've got Nora on air. How are you, Nora?
Hi, Hafsa. Well, how are
I'm
you?
good, thank you.
Thanks for that title.
It's so true. I actually found this wicked eyeliner trick online. It was on Instagram, and they basically put dots. And they attach these. It's I don't even know how to explain it, but they go on 3 separate points on your eye, and they attach dots, and then they color it in. And I was literally I'm gonna try that out because I feel like I could probably do that.
Kindergarten flashback.
Anyway, so Nora's been traveling heaps, and you've been to Malta, right? Something happened in Malta.
Yes. Oh boy, a lot of things happened in Malta, but. Yeah, I had this really scary experience. I think it was my first experience, a medical situation that warranted immediate action.
Oh,
I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, I was at a cafe with my friend, and we were having coffee, and it was in this square, and there were quite a lot of people in the square. We were kind of on the periphery, and then all of a sudden, I just heard this woman start screaming, "Help, help, help." And, immediately, I jump and I'm trying to see what's happening. And I just see this man on the floor, and the woman is just screaming, "Help, help." And she's hitting his back. So obviously my first reaction was, okay, he must be, choking, or maybe he had something stuck in his throat and she's just trying to get it out. So that's why she's panicking. But then he was on the ground, and it looked as if he was convulsing. So I was like, okay, I have to go at least see what's happening. I'm not just gonna sit down in the chair. I kind of felt guilty, you know. I mean, I'm not a doctor yet, but just I wanted to help. So I approached them, and she was asking, if there was a doctor around. Yeah. And nobody was answering. And then I just said, I'm a medical student. And
I feel like you were ready with that. I'm a medical student. Take me now.
I'm a second year. And automatically she started shouting, okay, we have a doctor. We have a doctor. And in my head, I was like, no, ma'am, I'm not a doctor. But she was so convinced I was a doctor. Yeah. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll roll with it. So I saw him convulsing, and her hand was bleeding. The woman's hand was bleeding. And I saw that there were other relatives around. And what was funny was that she was speaking another language, and I immediately picked up that was Serbian, which is my language. Okay. So immediately I was able to reassure her in Serbian, okay, I think that, I think he's having a seizure. And immediately she was like, but he's never had a seizure. He's never had a seizure. And I told her, well, from the looks of it, this is what I think is happening. And her hands were down his throat. So I told her, please, remove your hands from his throat. That's why you're bleeding. He bit you. That's not going to help anything. And she wanted to take a spoon, a silver spoon, and start sticking it down his throat. And I was like, no. You don't do that. You don't do that. It's a misconception. So what I did was I really didn't do anything. I just made sure that nothing was down his throat. I laid him down. I cushioned his head. And I turned him over on the side so that, he wouldn't choke on anything. Yeah. And then I asked one gentleman next to me for the time, and I just timed it to see, how long it would be. It ended up being maybe a minute long.
Okay.
And then after that, he was kind of confused. Yeah. He didn't know what happened. And then we just called the ambulance.
That's amazing. You go, girl.
Yeah, I mean, not bad for a medical student.
No, that's great for a medical student. I mean, can you imagine someone ending up in the ER department going, oh, by the way, I choked on a silver spoon and I have no idea how.
Yeah, right?
That would be so weird. Even if I were in the hospital, I'd be like, what has the spoon got to do with anything? But that's great.
I know. Yeah. It was a happy ending.
Yeah.
The woman was thanking me, and I was like, ma'am, I really didn't do anything. But she was just like, oh, you've just been so sweet. And, you know, I even got to do a little like neurological exam on him after the, you know, the mini mental state exam.
Oh, did you?
From what I could remember. Yeah, you know, just to see like where his head is at. And then it was cool to hand him over to the paramedics. He was like, what did you do? And I was like, oh, nothing, you know, just did a mini mental, you know, he has a score like this and blah, blah, blah. And they were just like, oh, cool. Okay. Thank you. That helps. Thanks. And then they left.
Did they give you like a little medal or something, like, you know, for saving the day?
No, nothing. After I went back, I just got looks. Like, I guess people were like shocked that like a young girl, like, I don't know, could help. I don't know. I don't think that they were expecting me to be a medical student. I was like in, you know, like dressed like in a floral dress, and I was, you know, with my friend and drinking coffee. But
they're probably
like,
where are her books? Like, isn't she supposed to be
yeah, right,
studying somewhere?
Like, she's not a stereotypical medical student. Like, what?
Yeah, they're probably like, where's her like little study hole? Like, this is not right. Have you ever been on a plane where like something happened and you had to help out?
No, I have not, and thank God, because I think I would I'm sure I would do something, but I you know, I've heard a lot of stories where people are just, they think to themselves, do I answer? Do I tell them I'm a doctor?
Really?
Do I tell them I'm a medical student or not? Yeah, because I guess there's this overwhelming fear of if you do something wrong, then it's on you.
Yeah.
Or so, but no, I haven't. Have you?
No, I haven't. Like, one of my friends, she's a flight attendant, so she was telling me that apparently someone once passed away on the flight.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
yeah. And for her, it was traumatizing. They teach them first aid and stuff, but she was like, it was traumatizing. So basically, he was in the toilet, and they have this thing where if someone doesn't respond after an hour, they have to open the door by force. So they know how to open the door and stuff. So that's what they did. And the guy was passed out. He wasn't responding or anything. So she was like, we performed first aid, and his wife comes by and she's like, what's going on? And then she's like, he was dead. Like, we couldn't revive him at all. He was gone by the time we...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she was like, that was really traumatizing for her. And I was just thinking, like, I mean, when you're on a plane, like, most of the time you're either on holiday or you're chilling or something. You know, some people take like benzos to sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
You know, so like, if I were on benzos on the plane, even if I wanted to help, it would be a little bit challenging.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for that story.
Crazy. Yeah.
All right, guys. So if you had an interesting incident where you saved someone's life on a plane, not on a plane, let us know. Text in or send me a voice message.